Hello everyone, welcome back to another Star Wars Destiny video. Today I'm going to be creating a sealed deck using the draft mod on Tabletop Simulator. We'll be using just Way of the Force cards here. And what I plan on doing is creating a sealed deck in this video, doing another video where I create another sealed deck, also using Way of the Force, and then probably another video where those two decks go head to head. So let's go ahead and get our sealed game started here. We're just going to be using Way of the Force. We always have to wait for all the cards to load here. We have our rival stuff over there as well. So here's our complete deck here. We're going to sort out the stuff. So here's rivals. Put all the rivals characters in a pile. And then all the rivals events we'll do in another pile. And then we'll see what we actually have opened in this sealed pool. All right, so there's some more cards from rivals. Some of the upgrades. Just have a few more cards from the draft set. All right, there's our battlefields. And I think here is our stuff from Way of the Force. So I'm just going to sort them out by color and type. So here's a gray event under attack. So gray events can go here. Nature's Charm, pretty good card in draft actually. I played a draft of this card and it was able to re-roll one of my dice and one of my opponent's dice that was on a special and basically got rid of their special. Okay, no, sorry. Blue events. Plots. And first dice card is the XS Stocklight Freighter. So we're going to put all our dice cards in one pile. We have Way of the Dark, which is neutral, or not neutral, but it's gray. Yellow events. Sticky Situation, pretty good in draft as well. So basically, you force your opponent to choose a die, and then you remove a different one. Clandestine Operation. Use this in a draft where I actually drafted Cassian. Pretty good. Next dice card, Mandalorian Vambraces. Decent card because it's one resource, couple damage sides, and you can bounce it to your hand as well. Hello events. Don't think I've pulled any red events yet, have I? Here we go. Change of Fate. Next up, Resistance Crate Speeder. So 3 damage sides, pretty good actually. So before we resolve this die, if it has no damage, if support has no damage, you may place 1 damage on it to increase it by 1. Pretty cool. Pretty thematic because these things are kind of beat up, so probably gonna definitely try to use that if I end up going with red. Gray event there. Start sorting these out. Turn the Tide could be good in a sealed game. Able to steal all my opponent's shields with that one game. Formidable. All right, haven't opened a single character yet. But Formidable, let's see, like 2 melee and basically 3 damage sides because it deals 1 damage per special, and the 2 melee, and then it can move stuff around. Tone skills. Other partners in crime. Loth Wolf Bond. Really good if you end up going with having 2 blue characters. There's a plot. Another XS Lightstock Freighter. This is a Dark Empowerment to support. We'll put that there. Blue event. Red event. Another blue event. Price. All right, finally we got a character. She could be really good. So she basically replaces Lobot if you end up drafting her. So just better than Lobot, same health, or I think 1 health higher maybe, and same cost. So yeah, let's take a look at Lobot. Yeah, 1 health more, and more damage from her. She's a 2 instead of a 1. And then can increase damage if you happen to claim the battlefield and flip into another character, or flip into another die with damage on it. So Arahinda Price will go with that. So we're definitely going to use her. Battlefields. Let's actually just rotate that battlefield a little. Not so great in draft unless you happen to open two of the same character, or two of the same unique character, I should say. What does it matter? No, I guess you can make a non-unique elite just with training, like with training. Gungan Artillery. Another Dark Empowerment. Underhanded Tactics, so modified range and deal 1 indirect. Don't know how good that will be. So that is our draft pool. So only one character opened. We got Price, so we're gonna go Price. I guess Price Anakin probably. Price Anakin Jawa, or we could go Price Ketsu. So that brings us to 21 points if we do that. Let's take a look at our upgrades. We may want to go Ketsu. I don't think Underhanded Tacticism is great, but it might be okay to basically play and then overwrite with something better later. Formidable. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to definitely go yellow. So we're going to go, I think, Price Ketsu Jawa, maybe? That takes us to 10, 21, 27. Of course, both these plots are that's a 3-point plot. And it's red, so we can use it. Exhaust this plot to place 1 resource on it, or resolve 1 of your dice, increasing its value by the number of resources on it. Okay, so let's go Price, Ketsu, Jawa. Battlefields, we have 3 battlefields to choose from. We have Sith Temple, we have the Comms Tower on Scarif. And that doesn't show up. Resolve 1 of your dice, increasing its value by 1 if you spot a plot. So if we do use a plot, we can use it. And if our opponents don't use a plot, they won't be able to use it against us. So Comm Tower is actually decent here because I will be using long-term plan. All right, so now we have to go yellow, gray, and red. We can't do blue. Unless I just want to not use Ketsu, but let's see what we can do here. So resistance speeder, we'll use that. All right, there is that. Upgrades Mandalorian Van Braces, I'll be using that. I'll be using Formidable. After you activate a Gungan, you may re-roll this die. If I get 4 resources, it could be playable. We'll go with Underhanded Tactics, even though I'm not a huge fan of that. Let's see. Excess Freighter. Place 2 resources on the support, or take all resources from it. You may take 1 additional action. Also has 2 damage sides, so I probably will use both of these stock freighters. I think that's all the dice cards we opened, so let me see what we have here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right. Pile up all our dice cards into one pile really quick. Not a particularly good sealed pool, I will admit. But Price in draft is really solid, so she's got 2 damage. Can special chain if you happen to have other dice with specials. I'm sorry, excuse me, other dice with specials. And then increased damage potentially if you control the battlefield, flip into somebody's damage, and increase it by 1. Alright, so we're looking at red and yellow at the moment, and gray. So let's pull these down. See what we have here. So 8, 5, and 6. Let's see what we have here. Excuse me. Force an opponent to turn a die to any side, then you turn a different die to any side. Okay, we'll definitely use reposition. Resolve any number of your dice showing damage in the order of your choice. Okay, so mixed damage. That works well with that. Spot 2 red characters or lay it to resolve on your character dice, increasing its value by 1. I may include that, even if just for a discard for reroll kind of thing. Play only with the combined value of health or weakness 3 or less. Ready a character. Spot 2 red characters or Grievous to reroll all weapon dice. Again, could be good for a reroll. We won't be able to spot 2 reds though. We'll go for all those. Risky move. Spot a yellow character to remove a die. Then the next card an opponent plays gets ambush. Okay, we'll use that. Spot a yellow character to have each player choose and discard 2 cards from their hand, starting with you. Play only if the opponent controls the battlefield. Deal indirect to an opponent equal to the number of resources they have to a maximum of 5. Resolve any number of your dice showing disrupt as if they were showing indirect or vice versa. So my indirect becomes disrupt, my disrupt becomes indirect. How are we looking for disrupt? No disrupt on her. She has disrupt. The Jawa has disrupt. And do we have any upgrades with disrupt? Okay, the artillery has it. And the van braces have it. Alright, so yeah, we'll use that. Partners in crime. Another rig detonation. Again, could be good for a reroll. Sticky situation, decent removal there. Another partners in crime. Trying to build to 30 cards. We'll see what we can do here. Choose one of your defeated characters and roll it as your pool. Set it aside after it's done. Okay, we'll do that. Ambush. Force an opponent to remove one of their dice. Another Way of the Dark. Under attack, remove any number of your opponent's dice showing damage, then deal indirect damage to yourself equal to the combined value showing on those dice. So we look at 5, 8, 13, 19, 26 cards total so far. And then we still need to go through the rest of the rivals stuff. So Bespin Wingguard could be good to hit cards out of hand. Vibro Sword we'll use. Supply Pack we'll use. T21 we'll use. Let's see. Resolve one of your dice, increasing its value by 1. A damage die. I'll use that. Spot a grid character, remove one of your dice to gain a resource. Okay, we're using Jawa, so we'll go with that. We use Emulate. We'll use the Verpine Sniper. We'll use Tinker. Use that. Targeting computer. Can't use crafted, can't use hidden motive. So if we use all that, out of the way, we're now looking at 7, 18, 19, 25, 33, 38. So maybe we will get rid of those cards that will get rid of that. Then we'll go through the rival stuff again and see if we can actually do anything else we can get rid of. Alright, we'll get rid of... we'll get rid of that. Get rid of that. Alright. Bespin Wingguard we're going to keep. Let's see, targeting computer. Okay, we are running supports and upgrades. We can do that. Fang Fighter we're going to keep. Tinker, let's see, values of 1. Is it a yellow die? One of your dice with a value of 1, okay. We can go to prices, sides there. We can hit Konaketsu sides and the Jawa side. Verpine Sniper we're going to keep. Emulate we'll keep. Fight Back. We'll get rid of Fight Back. I have a great character, but I don't know if I need Resourceful or not. Keep that. Keep that. Keep the Supply Pack. Keep the Vibro Sword. Don't really know if I want to be doing indirect to myself or taking a lot of damage. So we're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 29, 30, 31, 32. We got to still cut 2 cards here. I don't really need both partners in crime. We'll take one of those out. Let's see. Force opponent to remove one of their dice. That could be good still. The poured card is good for rerolling stuff. Still want to get rid of cards out of hand, so I think Wingard, I'd keep that. I think I keep every dice card that I open just because dice cards are generally better than not having dice cards in draft. Alright, so we got to cut one. I want to keep both Way of the Darks, I want to keep Free Fall, and I want to keep that. Sticky Situation's pretty good. Don't think I need 2 of that. So now we should be at 30, I think. Let's see what we have here. And we're going to use this plot. The rest of this stuff can just be put over here. I got some decent blue stuff. It's just kind of disappointing that I didn't open blue character or get another character that I could pair with Anakin. I mean, I could have done Arahinda, Price, and Anakin, and then a plot, but I would still have, I think, too many points not spent. So let's review what we have here. So 4 cards, 8. Sticky Situation is staying. Plot doesn't count toward the deck size. Okay, yep, we are now at 30 cards, and then we'll sort these out by upgrades, supports, and events. I'm going to get a deck bag and put the stuff that we're not using in that bag. Alright, let's just move that out of the way. And line up our stuff. So we got Price, Ketsu, Jawa. Calm Tower on Scarif, so claim, resolve one of your dice, increasing its value by 1 if you spot a plot. And we have our long-term plan plot. Right, let's sort this out here. So we have supports, support, upgrades, supports, upgrade, upgrade, support, support, another support, events, upgrades, 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 I think the rest of these are events. Alright, so that is our deck. Let's just quickly review what we have here. So we have Arahinda Price, 10 health, 10 points. Leader character, 2 melee, discard, resource, double special, blank. Turn the one of your dice to any side. If you control the battlefield, you may resolve that die, increasing its value by 1. We then have Ketsu Ono, 9 health, 11 points. 2 range damage, 2 melee damage, disrupt, discard, resource, blank. And before one of your characters is defeated, you may move a weapon from them to this character. And finally filling out our team, we have Jawa Scavenger, or 6 health, 6 points, 1 range, 2 range for a resource, disrupt, resource, double blanks. And after you activate this character, you may discard one of your supports or upgrades that cost 2 or more to gain a resource. Don't really know if I'm going to be using that, but that's what we have. We're looking at 10 points, 11 points, we're at 21, 27, and we have a 3-point plot, long-term plan. Action, exhaust this plot to place a resource on it, or to resolve one of your dice, increasing its value by the number of resources on the plot. And again, Calm Tower on Scarif, to where we can resolve one of our dice, increasing its value by 1 if we spot a plot, and we have long-term plan. So upgrades, we have Mandalorian Van Braces, 1 resource, 1 range, 1 melee, disrupt, discard, shield, resource. As an action, you can return this upgrade from play to its owner's hand. We have Formidable, 2 cost, upgrade ability, 2 melee, shield, 2 shields, 2 specials, blank. Special, deal 1 damage to an opponent's character. If that damage was not blocked, you may move an equipment or weapon card from that character to another one of that opponent's character. So if a character's almost dead, you're basically going to move their good upgrade to that character and then kill that character. We have 1 underhanded tactics, so 1 resource, plus 1 range, plus 1 range. Discard 2 specials and a blank. Special, deal 1 indirect damage to an opponent. You may resolve another one of your dice. So let's say I have this rolled out and I had price rolled out. I could deal a damage or deal an indirect, resolve price's special, flip a die, increasing value, potentially special chaining with it too. Supply pack, so 1 of these. Upgrade equipment, exhaust this upgrade to reroll any number of the attached character's character or upgrade dice. Vibro Sword, 3 resources. Redeploy, 1 melee, 3 melee for a resource, plus 2 melee. Discard resource blank. And T21 Repeating Blaster, 3 resources. 2 range, plus 2 range, disrupt, resource, special for a resource and blank. Special, deal 2 damage to a character. Then you may reroll the die instead of removing it. And finally, we have the Verpine Sniper Rifle, 2 resources, 2 range for a resource, plus 2 range, focus, resource, special, and blank. Special deals 2 unblockable damage to a character. All right, into our supports, we have the Bespin Wing Guard. Exhaust this support and spend 1 resource to force an opponent to choose and discard a card from their hand. We have the Resistance Crate Speeder, 2 resources. Let's see, 1 range damage, 2 range damage, 2 indirect, shield, resource blank, support vehicle. And before you resolve this die, if this support has no damage on it, you may place 1 damage on it to increase its value by 1. And we have, I suppose that would also work well with price, because before you resolve this die, it has no damage on it. So let's say we control the battlefield. We flip it to we use price to flip it to 2 range damage. We then place a damage on it to increase its value by 1. Price increases it by 1 as well. So it looks like that would be 4 range damage if in that situation. We have the Gungan Catapult, 4 resources, 2 range damage, 4 indirect, 6 indirect for 2 resources, 3 disrupt, and 2 blanks. And after you activate a Gungan, you may reroll this die. We won't be doing that because we don't have any Gungans. We have the Fang Fighter, 3 resources, 2 range damage, 3 range damage, discard, shield, resource blank as ambush. And finally, we have 2 excess stock light freighters, 2 resources, 1 range, 2 indirect, 3 specials on the blank, ambush, and also special, place 2 resources on the support, or take all resources from it. You may take an additional action. And then into our events, we have 2 Way of the Dark, 1 resource, choose one of your defeated character dice, roll it into your pool, set the die aside after it is resolved or removed. We have Freefall, ambush, force an opponent to remove one of their dice. Nature's Charm, 0 resources, so reroll up to 2 dice, yours and or your opponent's. Sticky Situation, 1 resource, force an opponent to choose a die, then remove a different one. Targeting Computer, 1 resource, turn a support or upgrade die to any side. Surprise Attack, 1 resource, resolve one of your dice showing damage, increasing its value by 1. Emulate, 0 resources, turn a character die to any side if there are 2 or more copies of that character in play. Really good in draft because a lot of people are going to be using the neutral characters anyway. So this will allow you, if you have a same character as one of your opponents, or even if you have two non-uniques of the same character type on your team, you can flip one of those characters. Tinker, 0 resources. Turn one of your dice to a side showing a value of 1. You have Risky Move, 1 resource. Spawn a yellow character to remove a die. The next card an opponent plays this round has the ambush keyword. So, again, just like the card name, it is a risky move if you play this card. We have Cocky, 0 resources. Spawn a yellow character to have each player choose and discard 2 cards from their hand, starting with you. We have Rig Detonation, 1 resource. Play only if an opponent controls the battlefield. Deal indirect damage to an opponent equal to the number of their resources to a maximum of 5. So, indirect damage based on their resources, but only goes up to 5 there. Partners in Crime, 0 resources. Resolve any number of your dice showing a disrupt as if it were showing indirect or vice versa. We have Take the Fight to Them, 0 resources. Resolve any number of your dice showing damage in the order of your choice. So really good when you're running decks that have mixed damage. This will allow you to resolve all that damage at once. Reposition, 0 resources. Force an opponent to turn a die to any side. Then you turn a different die to any side. Change of Fate, 0 resources. Choose any number of dice. Force an opponent to turn each of those dice to sides of their choice. And Desperate Hour, 2 resources. Play only if the combined remaining health of your characters is 3 or less. Ready a character. So that is this deck. What I'm going to do is get this deck saved. We'll do another video where I create another sealed deck, and then we'll play this deck against that deck. That's going to do it for this video. Remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Take care.